Well, I'm out in Hickson today cutting up some logs for a fellow. We got a pile of poplar and ash sitting over there with some sweet gum mixed in, and I started cutting this poplar, and most of it is just your stock standard yellow poplar. But this is what I like to refer to as rainbow poplar. That's an extra special log that I wanted to show you guys. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'll let it speak for itself. That's amazing. I mean, that coloration is just absolutely gorgeous. I'll get you a better view of it as we go along here. Look at the color transitions. It's just absolutely gorgeous. No water needed. You can see the colors. That's just amazing. I'm going to get this cut up. The important part is UV light will turn this to basically grayish brown. And so you got to get this stuff cut really quickly. You've got to get it stacked really quickly and get it out of the light in order to keep this color anywhere near what it is now. So, earlier today, I was out here working on this stack, and we ran into two problems. The first problem was that it started raining. I don't mind a drizzle. I'll work through that. What I won't do is work next to or with the gigantic lightning rod that is an all-steel structure in the middle of a thunderstorm. So I had to knock off for a little bit because of that. And then it let up for a little while, and I started cutting again, pulled about 4 logs off of that stack and got through them, and started on the next log, started moving that smaller one that's on the ground there. As soon as I did, some friends joined me, and you probably can't see them right now. Probably not quite able to focus on them. Oh, there's one. Let's see if we can get a good picture of him. Oh, there he is. See that little flutter? Yellow jackets. They are... It started raining again the second time, and they came up out of the mud, and this whole area right here was just yellow jackets everywhere. They looked like fireflies, you know, at sunset. And so I keep a can of Raid, Wasp, and Hornet Killer with me, and I sprayed the ground really good and killed off a bunch of them, but there's still just tons of them in there. I think they're actually probably underneath one of these logs or something, and they've been chasing me all over this yard all day since I guess I uncovered them, or the rain forced them out of their little holes. But I had to turn the mill again, and as you can see my tracks right there, I spent about a half an hour stuck in the mud trying to get out of here. And that wasn't very fun. I ended up having to turn the mill by hand 90 degrees, which is not quite as easy as it sounds. So that I could get the truck through here and get out. But now, I'm actually stacking this big pile of wood here into the back of the truck. But one of the things that I really wanted to show you guys is sweet gum. Remember I said in that pile we have poplar, we have ash, and we have sweet gum. Well, let's take a look and see what some of this sweet gum actually looks like. Oh, yes. She speaks for herself. Absolutely, without a doubt. Speaks for herself. I've got a whole bunch of that. Now, I've never actually dried sweet gum before. From what I understand, it's a very unstable wood. So I'm going to get it back to the shop, whatever he doesn't take. And I am going to get it stacked, and I'm going to ratchet strap it down just as tight as I can get it and try to keep it nice and straight. A couple of these boards, not all of them, but a few of them are actually quarter sawn. I think they're in that stack somewhere. But yeah, the rain is finally letting up. As we can see, the clouds are disappearing. The sun is starting to come out back over there. But that also means that it's like 80% humidity right now. And just standing here talking to you, I'm quite literally dripping from head to toe. But one other thing that I wanted to talk about, and I probably should have made a video of this yesterday when it happened, is when you're out here on these job sites and you're doing this work, one of the things that we as humans tend to not do very often, unless there's a reason for it, is look up. I don't know if you could quite tell, but this entire limb off of this tree is dead. And that entire section is dead. These, in the lumber industry, or rather the logging industry, are what we like to call widowmakers. One of those can snap off, fall, clonk you in the head, and you're laying on the ground dead. Because it caved in your skull, or it broke your neck, or, you know, cracked open your shoulder. Yesterday, we were out here setting up, and I had walked over here to this spot, and I was talking to the property owner. I heard a crack, and I bolted that way, and he bolted that way. And this limb, all of that small piece there, and then this guy right here. And so you have some reference, that's my 12.5-inch long foot, right? And I was standing right here, and so that would have come down straight on top of me, but thankfully I bolted fast enough. So as a safety precaution for everyone, always look up, investigate where you're going to be working, see where you can set up so that you're in a safe place. Keep an eye out for those, and if you start to hear any cracking, bolt. Move out of the way, try to get to a safe place. But yeah, paying attention to your environment, where you are, not just the tool that you're working with, but the entire environment, everything that's around you. There may be copperheads, there may be yellow jackets, there may be water moccasins, there may be rattlesnakes, or, depending on where you live, if you're in Australia, I mean, you're basically going to die anyhow, because everything there is trying to kill you. The logs that you're going to be cutting are probably going to try to kill you as well. So just be safe, pay attention to what you're doing, cut some very, very beautiful wood, and be happy. I did actually finish cutting up that poplar, the rainbow poplar that I was talking about earlier. And I think under this one is a piece to really gawk at for a few seconds. Although this one is absolutely gorgeous. If you take a look at that. That's just amazing. It's not quite as dark as a purple heart would be. but it's getting there. And these magnificent blues, I mean, this looks like a galaxy right here. I want to cut this off, sand it down, and then just slather it in polyurethane until it can't take any more of it, and then just hang it on the wall and stare at it, because it looks like a galaxy to me, or a black hole. There's another piece under there. This is more of your standard patterning, but oh, she's way down there. That's okay, we can get to her. Hold on. There's another one. She looks like a rainbow. That's absolutely gorgeous stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to work. I need to finish loading all this stuff up, get some measurements on it, see how many board feet we've cut of everything, and then I'll get back to you guys. Have fun, be safe, and stay groovy.